A very good evening to one and all. I am architect Rupesh Kochure, assistant professor, KS School of Architecture, that is Kamavari Sangam School of Architecture, Bangalore. Uh, I have completed my architecture from MIT Aurangabad, and I did my specialization in urban design from School of Planning and Architecture, Bhopal. Talking about KSSA, it is a 5-year-old institution headed by Dr. Professor R. Jagannathan. Presently, a sincere attempt has been made to offer the architectural program with quality and responsibility. Towards this, the school has adopted the vision of culture, climate, and cost as it is our basic principle after many deliberations with many architects, including architect Satyaprakash Varanasi sir. Reflect, Introspect, and Provoke is an initiative by Institute of Urban Designers India, Karnataka chapter in collaboration with KS School of Architecture, Bangalore. The agenda is to develop a communication channel between the architecture schools in Karnataka state and start towards establishing the platform for learning and exchange for the students across the state and the nation. KSSA is happy to host the first session of the series Reflect that talks about Urban Design Studio in BR course. I would like to welcome and thank the participating colleges and the respective faculties. Architect Sandhya Rao, Associate Professor from Dayanand Sagar College of Architecture, Bangalore. Architect Shrikant K.S., Assistant Professor, School of Planning and Architecture, Mysore. Architect Salila Vanka, Assistant Professor, and Architect Archana Vittal, Assistant Professor from RV College of Architecture, Bangalore, and Architect Kalpesh Kumar Patel, Associate Professor from School of Architecture, KLE Technological University, Hubli. Moving on to the session today, I would like to introduce you all to Architect Aruna Sujit, Joint Secretary from IUDI, Karnataka chapter. Architect Aruna Sujit has graduated from SPA Delhi with Masters in Urban Design. She is a co-founder of SDEC along with her husband Sujit Nair. Her experience lies in working on large-scale product projects and multiple urban initiatives through the firm, and she thoroughly believes in designing effective public spaces. She has won multiple awards and spoken to many national and local forums about her contribution in the field. Her keynote lecture often talks about presence and contribution of women in the field of architecture and urban design. She has been an academician and connected with many colleges in Bangalore, which inspired and enabled many young minds to work passionately towards their architectural thesis. We welcome you, ma'am. I request you to kindly introduce us to the IUDI Karnataka chapter.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you
All
are.
right. Thank you. Thank you, Rupesh, for that lovely introduction. Good evening, all. And thank you all for having us in this talk series, which is beautifully organized by KSSA team. I congratulate you all for this series. As Rupesh said, I'm here on behalf of IUDI, filling in big shoes, our president, Anup Nayak, and not to forget our own sir, Satyaprakash Varanasi sir here. And I also see, I'm happy to see my other friends from IUDI, Sandhya and Guru, pillars of IUDI. And of course, Satya sir, as most of you won't know, he is the founding member, a pioneer, guide, and mentor for us at IUDI. We are blessed to have you, sir. And we all represent Karnataka chapter today. And IUDI actually is spread across our country, and each prominent city have our own chapters. And this year, fortunately for us, early year before the second lockdown, we were successful in launching our Karnataka chapter. So, as one of our goals in IUDI, the other day, Satya sir was, in one of our meetings. He showed some of concerns as a great teacher. He told us that he's little worried about this semester's UD semester in particular, and what are students learning and what are they exposed to, as this semester is supposed to be learning everything out in the open physically, getting onto the ground, talking to people, observing, learning. And so it's like, should we do something? What should we do? But but should we take that as a challenge and not do anything about it? I don't think so. So that's where I'm going to introduce our IUDI to this platform. And I've also written down a few points so that I don't forget some of the key points that we here to do in IUDI. So I'm going to quickly introduce that to you all. All of us are aware that our nation is leaping towards unprecedented growth, which is fantastic. But what sets us apart is also a rich, diverse culture, unique settlements with intriguing fabric, unique in its complexity, plurality, and hybridity. With these come immense challenges and chaos. Can they be ignored, forgotten? Never. Change is inevitable. So, is there a way forward where all this can be addressed correctly, dealt with sensitivity and responsibly? Maybe yes. Therefore, at this significant juncture, IDEA was constituted as a national level body with the hope that we can work towards a common goal and towards a common urban good and through design thinking. So one of the main goals at IUDI, with many others, as shown in this slide, I'm going to leave that slide with you, Rupesh, so that you guys go through it in detail, because there are many goals that we want to achieve. But one of the main goal is to today is to associate, collaborate, and work with educational institutes. And I'm very grateful to PSA to take that initiative to serve, especially. So personally, as a teacher myself, students in this semester, especially in this semester, I've noticed they put in a Herculean effort, documenting the city or the area that they've been given to study. But that documentation for me, is this. I'm talking personally from my side here, because I've always dealt with urban design semester and thesis. So I feel the documentation which comes out of the students from this semester is very true, real, unbiased, and beautiful. But unfortunately, due to semester's time constraint and undergrad syllabus demands, there's a huge gap between the documentation and the final design output. Most of the time, documentation is not even relevant to the articulated project or vice versa. In that process, those huge sheets and beautiful models become redundant or lying in some dusty corners of the studios. So we at IUDR don't want that. We strongly believe that the right guidance and innovative methods, we can bridge that gap. We together as institute and IUDR can work together in continuum for city good. This semester city documentation with correct guidance has huge potential. It needs to be encouraged, recognized, celebrated, and showcased to public and put it to the right use. And we were successful in doing the same. I mean, we were taken we were taken aback with kind of response we got. We did this little experiment in our bold experiment, I should say, introducing students' work as an exhibition panel to the government and to the public. We got amazing response, and I think that is where we want to start off. We've proved that this can go further, into more fruitful journey for both of us. So when Satya sir discussed the challenges the studios are facing at this point of time, we members at IUDA thought this was the right time and opportunity to associate and connect with institutes and students community. Today, COVID-19 has given us no choice but force us to pause, think, and reflect, which is aptly the topic of discussion for today. For me, other negative things that COVID has done, but it's also given us some, opportunities, like, we being together. This is something which is impossible, so many, amazing institutes coming together. We're all from different backgrounds. We have time for each other. I think we should make use of that and come together as a community, make time for each other. So on that positive note, I'm going to say that we should come together as a collective group to reinvent, reimagine, and tap on all the potentials and opportunities in the most sensible and responsible manner. So I'm not going to take so much time of you all. I see some fantastic presenters lined up. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the same. Thanks, Rupesh.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful introduction of the IUDI body and very in-depth thoughts about you during the studios during pandemics. Now, I would like to introduce you to Architect Guru Prasanna Sir, Treasurer IUDI Karnataka Chapter. Architect Guru Prasanna Sir has completed his architecture from National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli, and Masters in Urban Design and Urban Development at the University of South Wales, Sydney. He is an academician and founder of Between Lines, Bangalore. We welcome you, sir. I request you to give an overview of teaching urban design studios in architecture.
Thank you so much for welcoming us here, and thank you one and all to be here to start this new journey of how rightfully Aruna put it across as a collective. Apart from what we say, it is not very easy to actually introduce a specialization in a bachelor's course. But bachelor's program of architecture itself has been so nicely evolved over a long period of time. I have seen examples of graduates of architecture going into various different roles in the society. A few days back, when I was actually talking to Satya sir, we were actually remembering a couple of my friends who have done bachelor's in architecture and moved on to hold very high posts in very large organizations, which doesn't even straight away say that they are actually doing architecture. So to give you an example, one of the VPs of SAP Labs is a graduate of who has a degree in architecture. I have a couple more friends who are very, very high position holders. So it is a very fantastic course. I think it is left for people to take the right manner in terms of how to actually carve their own career further ahead. They should see this as a basic full-fledged formative course, and any specialization which is being taught is seen as an introduction mostly, and then on they generally choose where to take it forward. So that is what my view of always has been with this subject as such. There are n number of limitations that comes to be taught this subject, which is a vast subject, in a very short duration of time. And everywhere I've gone, I certainly see at least like 10% to 20% very excited about the subject, and then who end up choosing the subject as a specialization in later years. So it's a very fantastic subject and a very, very relevant studio, because architecture itself has been represented many times in today's time. And the most fascinating thing that they recently found out was what is called as which is by the people and which is very self-driven, something like a public project and a non-public project, autonomous project or a non-autonomous project. So there are many names to this. it is this non-autonomous projects which where I think we dwell in the urban design studio, and it creates a lot of sensitivity among the people who are engaged with it to take up their career in their real life. So I think it's very, very relevant. So thank you so much, and enjoy. Let's have fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable inputs. Moving ahead, I would like to introduce you to architect Satyaprakash Varanasi, sir, advisor, IUDI Karnataka chapter. Professor Satya sir studied architecture in Bangalore, urban design at SPA Delhi, and heritage conservation at UK. His 26 years old firm, uh, Satya Consultants and Heritage, the is of cost-effective, eco-friendly, culturally appropriate, and sustainable in architecture. Sir has been in academics teaching architecture, urban design, conservation, and sustainability for over 30 years. With more than 33 years of experience and involvement in academics, he is presently a professor at KS School of Architecture, Bangalore. I request you, Architect Satyaprakash Varanasi, sir, to take the session ahead. Thank you.
I did not know that you'll be introducing me formally. But anyway, okay, Rupesh, you have done it. Thanks. Okay. I think what happened as a kind of a seed, as a kind of, see, every action has a history, right? Every action has a history, and so do every idea has a history. So the history of this action, what's happening now, it's not a very old history. It's only 3 days, 4 days, 5 days history, let's call it as Aruna has already mentioned, we're a little worried about the inputs which the students of urban design got in this particular semester. And we know it's ending. Everybody's busy preparing and submissions. So maybe that's why the low attendance. But we thought anyway, as faculty, we have some duties to society. So in what way we can share our knowledge in the given short time so that the students of the present studio can incorporate them even in the last minute. Then anyway, it will be recorded, it will be available in some place. So we thought it will also be useful over the years for students. And then in the last internal meeting we had, where all these people were speaking, were there, and ideas came, it also can be useful for faculty. That's how it all evolved. And I have assumed a role for myself called moderator, but the moderation requires if there are extremes. And hopefully there will not be any extremes, so there will not be any moderation. But if need be, I'm there. And anyway, at the end, Rupesh should wrap up in terms of whatever conspires. But a few little quick words, and I'm extending in a way what Prasanna just now said. We have taken urban design class together in RV. In the masters, Guru Prasanna and I have taken together. But in the masters, there are challenges in designing it, even in an urban context, urban design. So very often this question comes to my mind, can the urban be designed? In a very comical way, one is saying it, can the urban be designed? Partly yes, partly no. We cannot design everything about the urban for the next 4, 5, 10, 15 years. We can't. The urban has to evolve. But if we leave urban only to evolve and evolve and evolve, it will be total chaos. It will be completely unorganized. So we need to have a middle path. Neither completely designed and dictate and decided, nor completely left to evolve and shape. So we have to be somewhere in between. But anyway, that's one thing. Now, where to understand it the best? So that's one of the reason is, one of the space where we can do is in architecture studio. See, architecture by definition is something where we imagine, design, preempt. And then of course we draw, draft and communicate to clients, that is there. But the very fact that architecture refers to designing, so there's a definitiveness about designing architecture. There cannot be a definitiveness about designing the urban. So architecture becomes a nice middle ground. In a way, what we can do in the architecture program, in the urban design studio, is design architecture in an urban context, in urban design. So comically, if I were to say again, if you use the word AD for architecture design, we can say AUD, architecture in urban design. But here architecture doesn't mean only a building. Architecture can mean form, space, path, landscape. It can mean activities. It can mean services. It can mean many more things, many more things. So architecture in urban design, not just a building, is everything. It's about people, culture, history, everything comes into when we say architecture in urban design studios. So that's a kind of a direction we hope every student is able to pick up, and there'll be variation between the colleges, studios, how a teacher takes the program along. Fair enough, fair enough. But there should be at least some fundamentals which are taken care, and we hope that base, you can call it as a base or whatever one may call it as, that has to be taken care. Incidentally, urban design is also a fantastic base for a lot of other professions, with no ill meaning or demeaning of other professions. I know there are people from all kind of master's degree, but then if you look at, say, transportation engineering, it's very specific, it's very focused. Or if you look at landscape, it's fairly focused. Urban design is something which is kind of pervading all around. So urban design can become a base for a lot of other skill sets and professions. For example, there can be an urban design input in planning, urban design input in transportation, urban design input in landscape, urban design input in environmental developments. So urban design input may be in real estate development. So there can be, it can be in heritage conservation, of course, very much. Urban design and heritage conservation, they go very well together. So urban design can really give a lot of inputs to a lot of other professions. Now, to what extent can we introduce such a vast subject in architecture program is a challenge, and Guru has already mentioned it, and Rupesh has said, we have an intention in introducing these possibilities in the short session, and rather in the last minute, in the 11th hour. In Sanskrit, there is an adage called Yuddha Madhye Shastrabhyasam. You are already on the war, you are fighting the enemy. And when you are fighting the enemy, you are trying to do Shastrabhyasam, you are trying to practice archery while fighting. So it's more like that, because you're already in the last minute of submissions. We know those of you students joining, but hope this little bit of Yuddha Madhye Shastrabhyasam will be useful. So with that, Rupesh, I think we can carry on with the first presentation.